we return. And we're back in beta, so that's nice. Back at home. Down an adventurer. Down an adorable... I'm so upset about losing a kobold. I'm like a kobold character. But it's okay. Because guess what? That's how... Play to find out what happens. Sometimes what happens is adorable kobold characters die.
That's life, baby.
Did you successfully advance walls earlier, Carrie?
Yes.
All right, let me just bump that up because it doesn't seem to be.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I meant to ask during the first break. I didn't know how to do that.
Oh
myself.
yeah, when you need to edit those, you right click on them, multi-sided, choose side, and then you can choose which side the dice is on because it's technically a weird looking dice. But yeah, I've bumped it up for you. So, Etienne joins the party.
Yay.
Did someone want to bury Snitter?
I would like to speak with Dead first.
Okay.
You sound like that's going to be such a good idea.
No, I didn't say anything. On a 79, the spell is cast, but choose one.
I mean, it's most interesting to do the you draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot. So I think I'm going to do that one.
Yeah, cool.
Talking to a corpse in town seems to be a thing that would draw attention.
Yeah.
It's not unusual.
It's not unusual. I can't sing, so let's not do that. Let me just make a note of something that you don't need to worry about at all.
I do not believe you for a second.
Cool, excellent. So yeah, what do you wanna ask Snitter?
Firstly, if they have any preferences as to how they're buried or not buried.
I like the idea that because Snitter doesn't have a vocal cords anymore, so I think they their voice rings like glass does, like when you.
That's kind of fun. So, am I answering these questions, Ash, or are you? Okay.
A corpse converses with you briefly. It will answer any 3 questions you pose to it, with the best knowledge it had in life, and the knowledge it gained in death.
Body not important. Use tools for good. The rock and the blade. Make sure that they're used for good things.
I'll do my best. Is there anything that you learned after dying that we should know?
I mean, so the experience of dying, Snitter, is one of like zooming out from your body and like rapidly. You know when when you like zoom out of Google Maps, right? It's like woo, until until you see the world on the on the splintering wheel as it turns in the infinite void, creaking and splintering, and you disappear, and you like move towards, you move away from it as it turns, almost slower and slower or faster. It's hard to tell. And eventually, yeah, you head towards the star-pricked void that surrounds it, and leaves some small imprint upon it, that fades ever so slowly over aeons.
Um, that everything is big, and it doesn't care about us. So that's why it's more important for us to care about each other.
You're going to kill me,
I'm not trying to kill you, Ash.
Aaron. Oh, god damn it. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. I see turnabout is fair play.
How am I supposed to ask serious questions with this going on in the background?
Should I answer that? Is that my third one, or?
Where did you get the books from?
Do you want me to answer that for you, Aaron, or do you want me to tell you something that might be helpful for that?
Sure. Tell me something that's helpful.
Are you from one of the nearby kobold settlements? Was that?
I think maybe like a ways back. Like I think she had kind of been wandering on her own for a while.
In which case, you got the books from another kobold who had gone under gone into some caves that were made out of metal and glass and mirrors that poked out of the ground like a big buried machine, or a big half buried machine, I suppose, if it's poking out of the ground. But yeah, that's how they were described to you. That where the books came from was, yeah, lots of glass and metal all poked out of the ground.
I got them from another adventurer who wanted to share knowledge. So use them and share knowledge if you can.
Oh, honey, they got burned.
I know.
I'm just not going to mention that they got burned. I'll just be like,
oh,
I think the ringing slowly fades away, probably, huh? And then it's just, I'm a glass again. Okay.
I'll just bury the body so that people will be like, let's use this to make weapons.
Yeah. So yeah, the way that the traditional burial format in beta is to either find or cut a space in the side of the cliff and the large rock nearby, and so this section of cliffs over here has lots of bodies in 6-foot slots in the wall. That's the traditional way. Is that what you're doing with Snitter?
Yes, but I'd like to find some way of ensuring that it will stay there.
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you got something that you magically alarm it or whatnot, but at the same time, there aren't people stealing bodies and things from bodies is pretty rare.
Yeah, but this is a glass skeleton, so people might not think of it as a body.
Yeah.
Can I use my fancy pants new move, ritual, to encase the body in the stone?
So you I think that probably can, a burial site can count as a place of power, I think.
What if I added the sapphire in with Snitter's body, the stone, the gem that she had? Would that help power?
If you actually, if you used the gem and embedded it in there, then you could probably actually encase the whole thing, that whole grave in permafrost. If you,
that'd be pretty cool.
It would take you a little while, right? It would take you a day of focusing on this magic, but you could do that.
Okay, so are other characters okay with waiting a day, or would they like to get out again as soon as possible?
Yeah, we can wait a day.
Does that make anything happen mechanically to wait
Nope.
a day? Cool.
No.
I would like to do that then, please.
Cool. I have this image in my head of Etienne wandering up and being like, "Hey there, bud, what you doing?"
I think she comes up as the permafrost is finished, and she's got her little bird nest hat on, and she goes, "Whoa, that's cool. Hey, do you guys need another friend?"
I don't think that I've met Etienne before, so
Can we get a description of what Etienne looks like?
Okay, I'm trying to remember. She's like 6'2"-ish. She's got the one half of her hair is all shaved, and she's got a little I think it's dyed like blue or purple or something. She's got like these bright green eyes, and she's got this rapier that she stole from some religious person, and some leather armor, and you know, some scars and stuff. You know, just adventuring life.
Adventuring
shit.
stuff. Yep. Cool.
yep.
So yeah, Etienne rocks up and is insensitive.
Just finished burying a new friend.
Oh, that's always really rough. I can't fix that, but I mean, if you need another person, I'm capable of. I mean, I can stab things pretty well.
Yeah.
Stabbing things does come in handy.
Yep.
I don't know what we're going to be pursuing. Does anyone have any thoughts?
I'll just have a look at the rumors.
Could Marlowe go looking for rumors?
And Marlowe didn't. Marlowe can if Marlowe wants to.
Yeah, he does. Let's see if I. Does anyone want me to look for more info on one of these things? So what I'm seeing here is always troubles with the chitons. The ruins of Atsis' castle lie somewhere in the forest. A section of boiling menthol-scented river. Traps in the forest around Beta. A dense part of forest with a shape-shifting creature that took the shape of a serpentine Rolls Royce. You know what? I want to find more about that one. As soon as I read it, I knew that was the one.
All right, sure.
Well, it's just gonna be like, oh shit.
I mean, yeah. Do you go asking around? Does Fallen like chime in when they hear you asking around about this?
Just like, it's creepy as heck. I mean, I'm not gonna dissuade you, but like, I don't know what that thing wants.
Marlowe's just like, well, I don't want to pursue it necessarily. I just, at this point, this world is fucked, and I want to know as much as possible about it before we go wandering into a canyon full of fire again. So he's got Snida's dagger like on a loop of the wire around his neck. So it has like some slack to it, so he can like pull it out and actually wield it, but it's always attached to him. So he's like kind of playing with that.
Yeah, cool. All right, yeah. Roll your charisma to see if you find anything about the weird Rolls Royce creature.
I am scarred, so I was rolling -2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Unless Fallen is helping, but I don't know.
I mean, they can certainly give better, like, descriptions of where it is. Like, it's a day, like, roughly that way, you know, turn left at the big weird tree with the rock that looks like a disco dancing man.
All right, so that sounds like a help. So you can reroll one of those if you want, Marlo. Yeah, nah. All right, cool. I think someone mentions like having seen that thing before, but when they let me have a look here. I've got to do a thing.
I like that we've just continued the trend of rolling terribly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they saw it, they saw I think the person who saw it didn't want to get close because like they were like, oh, there's heaps of like chitin webbing around here. But then yeah, I think that's it. They went to, so they'd heard stories from like from adventurers who'd gone and seen it. And yeah, then they went to go and find it and found like a person's like corpse like bound up like a mummy in it in chitin webbing, and they were like, nope, 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 nope. And that was quite close to where it had said to be seen.
And how recent was this?
Like 2 days ago.
I mean, the thing can change its shape, so it's entirely possible it was just like, I'm gonna scare you now. Ha 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 ha.
But yeah. Do people have a feeling about where they want to go?
Etienne has some history with chitins and would be very happy to wipe all of them off the planet. So anything that could involve putting a knife into a chitin is right up our alley.
Can I just ask what are chitins?
Yeah. I think I have a description of them here somewhere. Let me see if I've got it. Chitins. Well, that's just the chitins are a kind of small, like bit taller than like someone who was like probably dwarf-sized spider people with a kind of like yeah, they have an exoskeleton and yeah, 2 sets of arms. They're kind of grayish.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and they like to get they've been an issue for the town historically. Not as much recently, but yeah, because they steal produce and stuff and steal sometimes children and suck all the juices out of them.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose the other sort of ongoing risk to the town at the moment is the lizard folk who have who claim to have declared war on the townsfolk.
Oh, that was just the one guy who we took as prisoner, and then he escaped, and then we killed him.
Well,
we don't know if he got back to anyone.
Yeah. Although I think they did say that like they were that they did consider the townsfolk enemies already.
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah,
they certainly weren't friendly.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, probably don't need to. Well, yeah, I'm good with going after chitins, or we could try to find the shape-shifting creature.
Who's do we know like who's kind of taking charge and who's taking the lead, or?
I can lead us to the place where the weird shape-shifty creature was last time. Anyway.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's go for that then.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. So if you set out for that, it will require 1 progress.
And I have been there before, and it is also mapped.
Good job, team.
Are we taking dirt bikes again? I think if this thing is known to take the shape of a vehicle, it might be kind of fun.
Can you fit everyone on dirt bikes?
How many dirt bikes do we have?
3. And Forland isn't tall, but they are a bit bulky.
I feel like you don't have anyone who's small enough to like ride on the back of a dirt bike. That's the concern.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can Marlowe take one anyway? The one with the pig skull?
Oh yeah, you can take one anyway. Just want to give you like the
Yeah, because I have to keep up with everyone
Yeah.
or stay back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to take one then.
Cool.
That one.
Excellent. Sounds good. So it sounds like Forland is doing the navigation.
Sounds about right.
The map helps because I have no intelligence modifier.
It's a dotted line and it's written in crayons. It's easy to understand.
Wait, do crayons make things easier to understand?
It makes it seem simpler. So, it
right.
kind of boosts your confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you make it there, like in like no time at all. You head out of town and it's like a couple hours, and then you're like, okay, here we are. Yeah, and yeah, you're in that part of the forest that is all great big banyan trees and like shadowy things and leaf litter. And yeah, you come across the area where there are some marble stones like cut marble stones littered around the ground, and you spot and I think as you're approaching, I think you spot one of the lamps, golden lamps, open and like peer towards you, and then the other one.
I'll point that out and be like, those are how it sees sometimes. It wasn't dangerous last time we were here, but I don't know why. It liked the people who could do magic and change faces.
Like, how do you mean it liked people? Like,
it watched them for a while and made happy like noises when they did the changey facey thing.
Why are we not focused on the changing faces part of this equation?
As in why there are people who can change faces, or why it likes people? Oh,
your faces are supposed to stay on.
There are at least two of them in beta.
Have you seen them both in the same place at once?
Yes.
Okay, fair.
They were both here last time.
Okay.
Possibly why we didn't get
They put on each other's faces as like a weird bonding thing during
so
camp.
Creepy.
Wait, you're not joking? This happened?
That's one thing that happened.
This game is great.
Yep. So yeah, there's a banyan tree, and in the banyan tree there is a 1927 Rolls-Royce Phantom, and yeah, it looks like the tree has like grown up underneath it, and it's kind of ended up in the boughs, but curled up among the canopy, there are shapes that are car-like. Some of them, you can see two headlamps, kind of like, golden headlamps have like winked on to like peer through the forest darkness towards you. But all weaved throughout the upper branches, there are doors and hoods and wheels and axles and gearboxes and bucket seats and windows and all these sorts of things. Mostly in arrangements that kind of vaguely look like they might be car-shaped, but it just kind of spirals out into a weird mechanical fractal thing throughout the tree. There's a section where coming out of the back of a bucket, out of the back of a bucket seat, there is like a sort of mummified skeleton of a person. And there's another bit where there's like a skull sort of like molded out of a hubcap. There's another section where I think you can see like dangling down from one part of the tree to like, convenient like near floor height. There's a kind of like a bike chain, but attached to the end is like a like horn, just swinging there gently in the breeze.
I don't think the horn was there last time, was it? I don't remember it anyway. But yeah, Fallen will be like, okay, so we're pretty sure this is a graveyard. There's the grave of Organ Reese guy. People didn't really like him, apparently. And they'll point to like the base of the tree, and I'm like, that's the car. We don't think those are actual dead bodies in it. It's weird. And then let's just look around and be like, this place is weird. We don't know what this thing wants, and it doesn't really seem to talk.
I love that they're delivering this with the like tone of like a middle schooler giving a school tour.
That is 100% the tone they're using. They're like, yeah, this is the things with the stuff, I guess, if you're into that.
So, nobody's been able to converse with this creature.
No, not really. It didn't really. It made happy or annoyed noises with its engine type place.
Okay.
So just to be clear, there is a real car which is in the like lower half of the tree, and then the other half is the weird car imitation thing is all throughout the top half, but it then like comes down from the branches.
Right.
I think Etienne's going to take a step away from everybody for a minute and kind of discreetly pull her rapier out and do her magic weapon spell. So she is ready for whatever is about to happen.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Elsana's just going to look around and try to just try to understand what's going on. Look for any clues as to how this creature, came to be, and whether it's doing anything harmful.
That sounds like discerning realities.
Yep. All right. Remind me which.
That's wisdom.
Which that is. Wisdom. Okay, so that's no modifier. That's a 7.
Okay, so you get one of the discern realities questions.
Yep. All right. What here is not what it appears to be.
Tell me what it appears to be to you.
So,
what are you thinking the situation is?
All right. So what it appears to be is like a stationary, like a shape-shifting creature that can't, that doesn't appear to be able to move from its spot. That is mimicking things, around it. Doesn't appear to be malicious or, hasn't attacked anyone, as far as we know. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Cool. Yeah, I think the thing that you notice is the fact that I think it moves a little, right? Like through the tree. And like all of it kind of like moves in the same way, like when a snake, riddles its way through something a little bit. And you realize that it's not static. It just is very nestled.
Okay, and it's not part of the tree. It's separate from the tree.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
separate
right?
from the tree, and it could leave if it wanted to.
Okay.
It could probably strike with quite fast fall. Like it could strike quite rapidly, because it's like it's coiled.
Yep. Can I make it snow? I've got a spell called Winter Wonderland where I can just spend 2 chill at any time to make it snow, no matter what the conditions, weather conditions are.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'll do that. And yeah, I don't need to roll for that.
Cool. Yeah, it starts to snow. And I think the creature, and like most of the snow doesn't make it down to where you are, at least initially, because the canopy is so thick here. But even the chill on the air makes the creature like curl up back toward like into the tree, into like a smaller amount of space. It's less languidly stretched out amongst the things. And I think the chain with the horn like reels up into the thing, and I think as it does so, you realize that it's like reeling up. It's being wound onto like a steering wheel, but then like it's not a roll of chain on the steering wheel. It's just pretending to be a spool.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You
yeah. Right? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
Does this remind Marlowe at all of the Myconid Sovereign in sort of the form of this thing seeming to have a presence in this area, growing and kind of occupying a space like that?
It certainly gives you the feeling of a lair. Probably not growing and occupying and filling up in the same way as the Myconid Sovereign, but definitely like you are in a space where it feels like it controls the space.
Out of character, I really want to challenge this thing to a race, but I don't know how to get there.
Death race.
I mean, if you've got the bike, it's definitely like the lamps are 100% focused on you, right? Like you're the thing it's watching if you've got the bike.
Can I try to... Because I guess I asked Forland, so you said this thing didn't seem like it hurt anyone, right? Or wanted to?
I mean, it definitely could. But yeah, like last time we were here, it didn't try to attack us or anything.
I want to challenge it to a race. Is that weird? That's weird, isn't it?
You're muted.
I mean, I'm a big fan of that idea. Just out of character.
I'll stay here and see if there's anything I can take.
See, then when we get back, it might be mad.
But it left, so it must not... It's fine. If you leave, all the stuff is up for grabs. That's how houses work.
Were there other cars up in other trees as well? I can't remember.
No, at least not here. If you remember this, the car that's up in the tree was a special one.
It was very fancy with leather seats and all the trimmings.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume Etienne said out loud that they want to steal stuff? Yeah, Fulham like point up at the car and be like, apparently that is like really fancy, but it might take offense if you steal stuff from the car it's taking its shape from.
Yeah, it's probably like a metaphysical thing. You don't want to... It's like stealing part of the... Nah. I'm going to look, though. I am. I'm not going to steal the car, probably.
Do you want to like go up and try and get in the tree to look at it? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
So yeah, as you like go to like place a hand on the tree, the I think a you hear like a growling from the an engine growling from the tree, and you see that like this like hood and front of a car with like several pairs of wheels on the front of the car for some reason. Is like has like turned its lamps and attention towards you. It's like grrr.
So what I'm going to do is see if I can. I'm not slowing down because I'm not letting the car tell me what to do. That's not how Etienne operates. But I am going to grab a vial of my special Happy Fight juice, my Serpent's Tears poison, and I'm just going to keep it in my hand as I try to, close the distance to the actual car.
All right, so you climb up into the tree, and this thing, like lashes out at you with a, I think like a exhaust pipe with a wheel on the end just comes down and like tries to like knock you out of the tree.
Cool. That's going to trigger this.
Someone gets a drop on you. You're never caught by surprise. When an enemy would get a drop on you, you get to act first instead. What do you do?
It's going to get poisoned and stabbed.
Okay. Great. Roll your hack and slash.
Yes. Okay. So, what is hack and slash dexterity? Welp. I'm getting beaten.
Yep. Cool. Excellent.
Cool. I had plans and now they're ruined.
Yeah. So the damage on this thing is D10 plus 3 because it's huge.
All right. Let's see how much health I have. Cool. It's gonna be great. I guess the poison didn't hit it, did it?
Not if it didn't. Not if you didn't make the attack. No. Jesus.
Woof. Cool. I'm below half now.
Fuck. So it just like dunk and like
to kill 2 characters in one session.
Right? Yeah. So like Etienne just gets like we hear this like dunk as Etienne just gets like knocked sprawled on her back in the leaves. Cool, awesome.
Just
and
gonna
like
say,
there's just like a big
it hadn't attacked any of us.
black mark, like where you just took a tire to the chin.
A tread mark on my face.
Yep. Except it's like it's tread mark that is like freaking like a fractal pattern, right? It's not a specific like repeating pattern. It's some weird other fractal thing. What's it called? The such and such set.
Mandelbrot?
Yeah, it's like a Mandelbrot set, like tire pattern, on your face. Cool, excellent. Everyone else sees this, and we just hear the like as Etienne like slides through the thing, and maybe we should take our last break here, as this thing like growls angrily from the tree.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back in a minute, chat.